Good evening and welcome to California Today. I'm David Lamb. Let's take a look at today's stories. In San Francisco, a restaurant refused service to 3 on-duty police officers, saying the officers' guns made the staff feel uneasy. Store windows in San Francisco are covered with wooden boards instead of holiday decor this year. Police are on foot near the shopping districts after the rampant lootings in the area. In Los Angeles, efforts to revive a recall of the district attorney are mounting in light of the increasing crime and frustrated residents.
On Monday, organizers in Los Angeles County announced they are officially restarting the effort to recall District Attorney George Gascon.
We are all bearing the cost of Gascon's pro-criminal agenda and the rising crime in LA County. Enough is enough. We are determined to restore public safety in Los Angeles.
Andrade, co-chair of Recall George Gascon, criticizes the DA for his lenient policies towards her 20-year-old son's murderers.
As soon as George Gascon took office, he directed the prosecutors on my son's case to dismiss all the special circumstance charges, which changed everything. They are no longer facing life without parole or the death penalty. Instead, they will possibly be released in 25 years, which, if you ask me, this is not justice for Julian or my family.
Instead of following the law, he issued a number of policies immediately after taking that oath to follow the law that violate the law and do not allow for district attorneys to be able to charge people and prosecute people in Los Angeles County as they are throughout the state.
We need to see policies that are for the victims and victims' families. Criminals are criminals. They have to be accountable for what they've done. And if they're not and they're released in 5 years' time, then where's the deterrence?
Last week, 14 suspects were arrested for smash and grab robberies and released due to zero bail policies. Their next step is to serve Gascon and get their petition approved by the Registrar of Voters of LA County.
We've been trying to serve him, and he's just been MIA. We can't find him. He hasn't been home. He's obviously not here, so we're dealing with serving him and trying to find him right now, which that will probably happen within the next 24 hours so that we can get the rest of the time clock going.
Foster said this is a nonpartisan effort that focuses on the safety of Los Angeles residents. They expect to have petitions ready by the end of December. They need about 580,000 valid signatures to get his name on the ballot to recall him.
Elon Musk's company Tesla is under a regulatory probe. A whistleblower claims the company failed to properly notify its shareholders when it grappled with system-related defects. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission disclosed a probe into Tesla's solar panel defects, according to Reuters. In response to a Freedom of Information Act request, the commission told former Tesla employee Stephen Hankes in September that the commission is currently investigating fire risks associated with defects in the solar panel system. Hankes filed a whistleblower complaint about the solar panel systems back in 2019 and was then fired from Tesla in August 2020. He sued the company, claiming the dismissal was in retaliation for raising safety concerns. Moving forward, Hankes and the public will need to wait for the commission to conclude its probe and release the findings. A San Francisco restaurant refused service to 3 uniformed police officers after seating them, saying that the officers' weapons made them uncomfortable. The decision sparked a flurry of social media comments as well as a response from the San Francisco police chief. NTD's Jason Blair has the story.
Here in San Francisco, the restaurant on the corner here behind me had seated 3 uniformed police officers, only to shortly later ask them to leave, which the officers did. The staff cited that they felt uncomfortable being around the officers' weapons. The restaurant named Hilda and Jesse posted an explanation of the incident on their Instagram account a day afterward, saying, "The restaurant is a safe space. The presence of the officers' weapons in the restaurant made us feel uncomfortable. We respect the San Francisco Police Department and are grateful for the work they do. We welcome them into our restaurant when they are off duty, out of uniform, and without their weapons." The restaurant explained their choice to local ABC7 News.
It's not about the fact that we are anti-police. It is about the fact that we do not allow weapons in our restaurant. We were uncomfortable, and so we politely asked them to leave.
The San Francisco police chief responded to the incident on Twitter saying, "The San Francisco Police Department stands for safety with respect, even when it means respecting wishes that our officers and I find discouraging and personally disappointing. I believe the vast majority of San Franciscans welcome their police officers who deserve to know that they are appreciated for the difficult job we ask them to do in their uniforms to keep our neighborhoods and businesses safe." On Sunday, the restaurant issued an apology on their Instagram account saying, "We made a mistake and apologize for the unfortunate incident on Friday. We hope this will be a teachable moment for us as we repair and continue to build bridges with the SFPD. These are stressful times and we handled this badly." Now, the incident did stir up a lot of comments on social media. Yelp is currently restricting any further reviews on the restaurant's page. Jason Blair, NTD News, San Francisco.
Retail stores in San Francisco's Union Square have increased security after a series of smash and grabs this year. Store windows are covered with plywood instead of holiday decorations. I spoke with a Union Square business owner for his thoughts earlier today. This year, a walk through San Francisco's popular shopping district can be quite unusual for the season. Visitors won't find windows full of decorations, but rather plywood. The businesses are still open with an abundance of police.
Ever since the Louis Vuitton robbery, or however they're referring to it, Union Square has been amazing. The next day, there's like 1,000 cops.
One San Francisco native who runs a jewelry store in Union Square says the area is the safest he's ever seen.
Every merchant I know loves having the police presence in Union Square. At first, I was mad. I'm like, well, why did it take Louis Vuitton in order for the police to show up and protect all businesses? But now that they're here, I got to be honest with you, I'm not mad. I'm just happy that they're there.
The city has beefed up security, and it's common for each store to have boards available in case of break-in problems. He says businesses are quick to put the boards up, but slow to take them down.
Even when the thieves come and they steal, what they steal might cost X amount of dollars. Replacing giant windows and all of the mess and the associated problems that happens with a break-in can be much more than what the thieves can take, especially if you lock things up at night.
Some people speculate that the stolen goods could be easily sold for profit through online marketplaces. Within the past few weeks, thieves have ransacked multiple high-end retailers throughout California.
I think what we're seeing now is an advancement in technology, kind of like how flash mobs didn't exist. All of a sudden, they were able to happen. They can coordinate these attacks now. And there's not that many police officers. Everyone's talking about staffing problems, and they know they can get in and get out, and most of them will get away.
Large chains like Walgreens have recently closed shops in San Francisco due to rampant theft. There are also commercial storefronts up for lease. Several companies have downsized or left the Bay Area since the pandemic started. David Lamb, NTD News, California. Ladybugs are once again descending on the forests of California's East Bay. However, one regional park, normally home to thousands of wintering ladybugs, is seeing fewer numbers this winter. We hear more from NTD's Cynthia Kai.
The Reinhardt Redwood Regional Park in Oakland, California is a popular spot for thousands of wintering ladybugs to gather. The ladybugs congregate here to hibernate. However, an East Bay Regional Park District naturalist said that he has seen fewer ladybugs this winter.
Because their main food source, aphids, it's wintertime, so the aphids die off. So the ladybugs are looking for a place to hibernate. So what we think is happening is they're taking the wind currents that helps blow them up and up into the hilly areas, and then they come down into places like this.
Tarnofsky said the number of ladybugs in the park depends on weather conditions. He theorized that warmer temperatures and a fire-filled summer could have contributed to the lower numbers. Some years, the park is home to hundreds of thousands of ladybugs, while other years, only a few hundred may gather.
It's not just about surviving the winter. It's probably also about coming together so that when it comes time to mate, there's lots of choice.
The bugs are normally found along the park's stream trail, where it's cooler and more humid.
I think over time there's more and more people that learn about the ladybugs, and if there's press about it, then of course that can really increase that.
He says the red and black bugs often attract more park visitors during the winter months.
And it just smells so good, and it's just like the most peaceful environment.
You come here often?
Yeah. This is definitely our go-to spot. We're from Vacaville, so it's a bit of a drive, but I always ask my partner, can we go here? This is my favorite.
Others shared that they visit the park for special occasions.
It is easily accessible for me in Oakland, and it's really pretty. There's a nice hike through here, and I've taken my kids here in the past, and also a friend of mine got married out here. So it's a nice memory to come out here and remember those kind of celebrations.
Visitors said that they were happy to hear the ladybugs are back in the park for another winter. Park naturalists and park rangers encourage people to come out to the East Bay parks to enjoy the sights and sounds of nature, while also remaining respectful of the wildlife. Reporting in Oakland, California, Cynthia Kai, NTD News.
And that's all for tonight. Thanks for joining us. You can watch California Today live every weekday at 8 p.m. Don't forget to like our videos and subscribe to our channel. I'm David Lamb. Have a wonderful evening.